Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation's annual public meeting. My name is Mathieu Larocque. I'm Senior Manager of Strategic Communications. I would like to start by acknowledging that CDIC's offices rest on the traditional, unsurrendered territories of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation in Ottawa and the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Huron-Wendat Nations in Toronto. Wherever you find yourself today, I encourage you to think about the Indigenous peoples who have called these lands home for time immemorial. The theme of our meeting is protecting depositors and supporting financial resiliency in a changing environment. We will kick things off with remarks from Martin Glynn, our board chair, Gina Byrne, our president and CEO, and Sheila Salloum, our vice president of member risk and resolution. We will also share videos to illustrate CDIC's work and activities over the past year. Finally, I want to highlight that our annual public meeting is taking place during Financial Literacy Month. As usual, CDIC has aligned its activities with the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada's campaign. The theme for 2025 is Money on Your Mind, Talk About It. I encourage you to keep an eye out on your social feeds for exciting content from CDIC, FCAC, and others on various financial topics, tools, and resources throughout November. It's now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Martin Glynn, CDIC's new chair of the board of directors. Martin brings extensive experience to CDIC, having served on multiple boards within the financial and investment space, most recently as chair of the Public Sector Pension Investment Board. Until his retirement in 2006, Martin held progressively senior positions with HSBC, including as president and CEO of both HSBC Bank Canada and HSBC Bank USA. In addition to his public and private sector background, Martin has knowledge of markets and risks, both areas of particular interest in our current environment. Martin is from Vancouver, and we're pleased to welcome him.
On behalf of CDIC's Board of Directors, thank you for joining us today. I'm deeply honored to have been appointed to the position of board chair and humbled by the trust placed in me by my fellow directors. Having spent my entire career in the financial sector, I see this appointment as a tremendous responsibility and a way to give back. CDIC plays a vital role in protecting depositors and promoting Canada's financial stability. I look forward to working alongside my fellow directors and CDIC's leadership team to advance this important mission. It's clear that operating in a heightened risk environment is our new norm. Over the past year, economic uncertainty persisted. People in Canada faced housing affordability issues and a rising cost of living. The financial sector continued to evolve and innovate, and non-financial risks like cybersecurity gained prominence. Despite this, CDIC stood ready to respond to any sign of trouble. In today's uncertain and rapidly changing world, that kind of reliability is essential. A crisis response organization like CDIC requires strong governance. The board's role is to provide both leadership and stewardship of the organization. We approve the strategic direction and objectives for the year. We hold the CEO accountable for executing against this direction and for effectively fulfilling the corporation's mandate, while ensuring the prudent use of financial resources. We also ensure the organization is equipped to stay on top of emerging risks and opportunities. The board is involved in many aspects of work. I'd like to highlight two key areas. First, we oversee the Enterprise Risk Management Framework, which now guides all aspects of our work. This has improved our ability to anticipate and address emerging challenges before they impact depositors. It also allows us to act earlier and be more proactive in employing a broader range of solutions if a member gets into trouble. Second, to ensure preparedness, the board regularly participates in tabletop exercises that simulate crisis decision-making. These exercises are facilitated by experts within our world-renowned Simulation Center of Excellence. You'll hear more about this exciting work later. Given our complex environment, it's also vital that our board brings a diversity of views, skills, and perspectives to the table. This includes having both private and public sector members. In 2025, there were 2 board departures at CDIC, both retirements that deserve special mention. The first one is my predecessor, Robert Sanderson, who retired after 9 years of service as board chair. Bob's departure truly marks the end of an era for CDIC. He has seen this organization through several financial crises, CEOs, new powers, and changes to the deposit insurance framework. In recent years, Bob championed CDIC's transformation into an operationally strong and risk-intelligent organization, among other achievements. There is no doubt that CDIC is stronger, more resilient, and better positioned to serve depositors than ever before, in large part because of Bob's contributions. His legacy sets the standard for excellence as we move forward. The other noteworthy departure is Leah Anderson, who announced her retirement as President and CEO of CDIC effective September 30th. Since 2021, Leah has guided this organization through times of growth, change, and opportunity. Under her leadership, CDIC strengthened its preparedness, built depositor confidence by increasing public awareness, and continually adapted to challenging circumstances. I'd like to thank both Bob and Leah for their extraordinary contributions and wish them all the best in this next chapter. This transition marks an exciting change in CDIC's leadership. I'd like to congratulate Gina Byrne on her appointment as President and CEO for an 18-month term, effective October 1st. Gina's steady leadership as Chief Operating Officer over the past several months has provided the organization with stability, direction, and confidence during a pivotal time. With 18 years of CDIC experience, Gina has a deep understanding of the corporation's operations and risk environment. Gina will provide an in-depth look at CDIC's operations and highlights in a moment. But first, let's take a closer look at who CDIC is and what we do.
We are CDIC, the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation. When you see our purple lock logo on your bank's door, ATM, or on your mobile banking app, it means your eligible deposits are automatically protected. Let's break it down. We are a Crown corporation, which means that we are part of the Government of Canada. More than 80 financial institutions are CDIC members, mostly banks. We exist to protect your money and to promote the stability of Canada's financial system. It's rare for financial institutions in Canada to fail, but if they do, CDIC is ready to step in to guarantee the safety of your insured deposits. We do this in a number of ways. We assess our members and the financial system for risks on a regular basis. We work with our members to prepare and plan strategies so your deposits are protected. We also conduct bank failure simulations to ensure we are ready to respond. And if one of our members does fail, we can step in a number of ways, from restructuring the institution to quickly reimbursing your eligible deposits. The financial services industry is constantly innovating to serve people and businesses. While CDIC can't predict the future, we keep pace by staying on top of market innovation, new deposit products and services, and changes to people's savings habits. CDIC's job is to ensure our coverage reflects the way you save money and that you have the information you need to bank with confidence. We work hard every day to maintain your trust and confidence in CDIC deposit protection. To find out more about CDIC, our member institutions, and deposit protection, visit cdic.ca.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm deeply honored to have the opportunity to lead CDIC. Through my almost 18 years here, I've seen the incredible work we can accomplish. I believe in our purpose, and I'm proud of all the ways we dedicate ourselves to depositors and the security of Canada's financial system. As you saw in the video, CDIC's mission is to guarantee the safety of your insured deposits. We do this by providing deposit insurance, resolving our member institutions in the event they fail, and promoting the stability of Canada's financial system. In short, we worry about your financial security so you don't have to. As I reflect on the past year, I'm struck by the market volatility and economic uncertainty that's affected so many individuals, families, and businesses. After a prolonged period of monetary tightening, we finally saw interest rates ease from their multi-year highs. This provided much-needed relief for homeowners, first-time buyers, and businesses. Inflation, which has been the primary concern driving those high interest rates, also stabilized. However, amid this good news, household debt and unemployment surged to the highest levels since the pandemic, while economic activity remained subdued. The tariff developments between the United States and Canada throughout 2025 added new complexity to the economic landscape and created uncertainty for exporters, manufacturers, and individuals alike. We're monitoring these events closely. The longer-term impact on Canada's economy and financial sector will depend on the extent and duration of the tariffs. The overall financial condition of CDIC's members during this period was marked by adequate levels of capitalization, funding, and liquidity, although the number and range of non-financial risks our members face, such as cyber vulnerabilities, became more pressing. Throughout these events, CDIC remains steadfast in protecting your insured deposits and maintaining financial stability. Last year, we concluded our deposit insurance study. The purpose of the study was to assess if the federal deposit insurance framework still meets its objectives to protect depositors and contribute to financial sector stability. It affirmed that our current coverage framework is strong and also identified areas where we could strengthen protection for specific depositor groups. We submitted the findings from our study to the Department of Finance for broader policy deliberation before they launched their public consultation on the review of the federal deposit insurance framework this summer. Any changes would be in the purview of the Minister of Finance and National Revenue. 2025 was also a milestone year for public awareness of CDIC and our deposit protection. For the first time ever, CDIC awareness among women reached 60%, which is at the top of our target range of 55 to 60%. We also maintained general public awareness of deposit insurance above target at 68%. This is a big win. Studies show that public awareness of deposit insurance is the #1 mitigator of bank-run behavior. We also know from our own research that people who are aware of CDIC are significantly more confident in Canada's banking system and more likely to purchase products from a bank with CDIC protection. Beyond maintaining public awareness, we also do regular outreach with our member institutions and new stakeholders so they understand how CDIC protection should be disclosed. As the financial sector evolves and new players, products, and services are introduced to the market, it's important for depositors to understand when and where CDIC protection applies. Over the past year, we've focused our outreach on emerging players like fintech companies to bolster their understanding about who we are and what we do. Our members will also be interested to know that we updated our differential premiums bylaw in 2025. The new bylaw was approved by the Minister of Finance and National Revenue. The key change that came into effect this premium year includes expanding our premium categories from 4 to 5 so we can better differentiate our members based on the risks they pose to CDIC. We will hold sessions with our members to explain the new framework in greater detail. On the global stage, CDIC remained an active participant of the International Association of Deposit Insurers and the Financial Stability Board. Year over year, these relationships enable us to adopt best practices and gain early insights into evolving trends and risks, so we can contribute to a more resilient financial system in Canada that better protects you and your insured deposits. I will now turn it over to Sheila Salloum, our Vice President of Member Risk and Resolution, to explain how we maintained our resolution readiness this past year.
As Canada's resolution authority, CDIC is responsible for resolving a member should they fail. When appropriate, we can also support the sale or merger of a member institution before its failure. This can be accomplished through financial assistance, such as loans, guarantees, or capital, so long as those actions protect depositors, contribute to financial stability, and minimize CDIC's exposure to loss. We see every year as an opportunity to hone and strengthen our resolution readiness, and 2025 was no exception. This past year, we strengthened our member risk assessment and resolution planning to protect depositors amid growing market uncertainty. We oversaw work by Canada's 6 largest banks to test their resolution capabilities in case of failure, and we developed resolution plans for our small and mid-sized members so we can act early and quickly if needed. We continued participating in the Data Collection Modernization Initiative led by the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions and in collaboration with the Bank of Canada. This initiative will enhance data quality, governance, and analytics by transitioning to a modernized platform. We also enhanced our ability to stress test the liquidity and solvency of our members so we can get a better picture of their resilience to adverse economic and financial conditions. And we tested the ability of our members and nominee brokers to provide timely and accurate data on request, critical for the payout of insured deposits. Through our enterprise risk management program, we strengthened how we identify and manage risk. We refined our reporting tools to support more strategic decision-making. We also introduced clear metrics to better align with the risk appetites set by our board. Finally, our Simulations Center of Excellence facilitated 6 exercises with internal and external participants to enhance our resolution readiness, including on our payout system. The payout exercise confirmed that our current system is well-positioned to provide fast, accurate, and secure reimbursement of insured deposits in case of member failure. Here's a short video to explain how our payout tools work.
Hi there. We're the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation, CDIC, a guardian of financial stability. When one of our member institutions faces trouble, our steady hand guides the way forward to a resolution. We have a wide-ranging toolkit to handle failing institutions, and one of the most important is reimbursing insured deposits, which means getting your money in your hands. What's an insured deposit, you ask? Great question. CDIC protects cash and term deposits, like GICs, for up to $100,000 in each of our 9 separately insured categories. In other words, our coverage goes beyond the standard checking and savings account. So, if your bank goes bust, we've got you covered. Payments are sent by check and delivered right to your mailbox. Your insured deposits in any registered categories will stay tax-sheltered, and you'll choose which financial institution they'll transfer to. The only thing to keep in mind is that with your old bank out of business, no transactions will go through. So you'll need to sign up with a new bank and update any automatic withdrawals or deposits to this new account. You can leave the rest to us. Want to learn more about how CDIC protects your deposits? Visit cdic.ca for all the details.
Our ability to achieve our vision is made possible through our people and our strong, inclusive culture. This past year, we met or exceeded our representation targets for women, visible minorities, and people with disabilities, with 67% of our corporate officers identifying as women. Our employer brand also continued to flourish. CDIC was certified as a great place to work for the 3rd consecutive year. And we were named a top employer in the National Capital Region for the 2nd time in a row in early 2025. This strong foundation allowed us to continue attracting top talent and empower our team to innovate and excel even during periods of external pressure. As we navigate the future together, we remain committed to safeguarding what matters to you most. Thank you for your continued trust and confidence. It's a privilege to serve you.
That concludes our annual public meeting. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to share CDIC's highlights from the past year. If you have any questions or need clarification on any of the content we presented today, please send them to info@cdic.ca. All responses will be posted on our website.